Welcome in, thugs. Welcome to our weekly review of Bravo's The Valley. This was season 3, episode 6. It was titled All Aboard, which was a cute title considering that they did end up going on a train. But welcome into everybody who's been watching these reviews. Also, welcome to our new subscribers, our existing subscribers. I do appreciate you for watching. I appreciate the support. I hope that if you enjoy what we're doing, that at some point you consider liking the video, subscribing to the channel. It is greatly appreciated. I also encourage you guys to check out the description of this video for ways to contact me if you are a creator and would like to collab with me. Information and all of those good things is in the description of this video as always. But let's get right on into this episode. I don't think that we will be here long. I genuinely don't. Not much happened this episode. A lot's been going on with the Valley. I'll actually be talking about the Valley in a live that I'll be having on Friday, May the 8th at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. The Valley not doing too good on ratings, and I'm kind of understanding why when I see episodes such as this one. But we start the episode with Janet, her pet, Zach, Brittany. Everybody goes out to eat at Tom Tom. Schwartz is there as well. And Tom has a girl crush who we now know from Watch What Happens Live is his current girlfriend, whose name is Kiana. She shows up at this time. They're just friends. But she and her glasses showed up, should I say. But not much happened in the scene. It was Janet making some weird jokes about her and Zach being besties. And I don't want this to go over people's head because I feel like Janet is doing this because she knows that if she makes peace with just one of Kristen or Nia's allies, that it's going to irritate them. And I feel like that's what she wants because she's divisive. I just think it's weird to go back to joking with somebody so soon after having such a serious problem with them, if that makes sense. Like, I don't understand what Janet's doing, but in my brain, Janet is evil and so is her pet. I'm sorry, just the way she's behaved. She gives me sociopath. She definitely does. But congrats to Tom Schwartz and Kiana. They are still together in real time. I love to see a couple work out. He hasn't had the most girlfriends since Katie. The man is divorced. It's time to move on at some point. Do you? Do I think it's a little strange how young this girl is compared to his age? Yes, but I've seen worse, and we know that Tom Schwartz in his brain is really 25, so they'll be all right. We're going to move forward into Kristen. She is shopping for wigs with Nia and Lacey, who is Jesse's girlfriend. Nothing happened in the scene. I was kind of like, why are you guys forcing Lacey on us? I get that when people get like a new partner, they may want their partner to be a part of the show so that, you know, they can share their life. They want to show that. I don't need to see every person that somebody dates because a lot of people be serial daters as quiet as it's kept. I feel like Jesse's going to be one of those people. This relationship with Lacey seems toxic. I think Jesse could do a lot better, but he has to get his own stuff together. But Lacey does mention some tea. She says that she doesn't and is not looking forward to San Diego. And the reason she's not looking forward to San Diego is because she doesn't generally like to be around people that she doesn't enjoy, which is fair. And a kind way of saying she don't like somebody. So everybody's thinking it's Michelle that she's talking about. But we have to remember Lacey is a mom. And it seems like she's going to respect Michelle on that aspect going forward. But Lacey says she has no issue with Michelle whatsoever and knows that she'll have to see her if she's dating Jesse because of Isabella, which is absolutely true. But Lacey says she has a problem with Janet, which threw me for a left loop because I'm like, wait, how Janet get involved with this person who's new to the group? Who people weren't really feeling like that. I feel like Janet was one of the people that had an opinion about Lacey. Lacey says that she has an issue with the fact that Janet has looked into her house, has asked about her, has information on how much her HOA fees are, what her mortgage is. All of that is public information. I know people may not like what I'm about to say, and I know sometimes people do have bad intentions with looking stuff up on people, but HOA, mortgage, homeowners association, shit like that is public information. So I feel like if something can be Googled by the public and or paid for, anybody can pay for it. Like anybody can go and pay for me and my husband's marriage license. It's weird, but I'm not gonna Like, I can't freak out about what's public. If I didn't want it public, I'd pay to seal it. Like, so I get why it looks weird that she's looking into you. But then at the same time, Lacey, word on the curb, according to Michelle, according to Janet, according to a lot of these cast members, was that last season you didn't want to film. That was proven. Last season you threatened people on this cast legally for mentioning your name, and now you're here. If somebody threatens to come for me legally for mentioning their name on a television show I participate in, I would look into them also. So I'm mad at Lacey because she's making me defend the devil. She's making me defend Janet. But based on what Lacey did last season and stuff, I don't blame Janet for looking into her. Because, like, bitch, you threatening to sue us and stuff. Let us look into you. Because who was you? You know? So and you know, that's why I say, y'all, I review the show. I put my personal feelings aside. Do I like Janet? No. But has Janet done anything personally to me that's going to make me not objectively review the show? No, I don't know this lady. She's acted like a crazy psychotic bitch and a little bit of a sociopath on this show. She has behaved like a privileged Karen on the show, but we don't know that that's how Janet is in day-to-day life. So while we don't like her, I don't blame her for looking up Lacey, because if a bitch threatened me or any of mine just for mentioning her name with legal action, they have every right. This whole cast has every right to look into Lacey. I think it's concerning how Jesse just expects everybody to accept this lady. That's the part I feel is concerning. But let me know, Chad, how you guys feel. Feel free to drop a comment if you agree or disagree with me. Everybody is welcome. We just ask that we all be respectful in the comments. Attack the stars, or not the stars, but, you know, attack what you see on the show, not each other. All those good things. But we're going to move it forward. Kristen has a small scene with Luke. I just be looking at Kristen like, girl, I know you're going through with your body and stuff, but please give Luke some whenever you're available to do it, because you can see they have a good relationship. There's some sort of friendship there. Don't mind these two. But she basically is telling Luke that she's a little bit bothered by the fact that Zach has been flip-floppy, which I cannot blame her for feeling a way about it. I genuinely cannot. I do feel like Zach is being flip-floppy, but at the same time, I'm all for people moving forward, and maybe Zach just wants to move forward. But Zach is also messy, so you do have to watch him, and I feel like Kristen knows that. Now we get to the train ride. They got on the Amtrak, the Surfliner. There's the Capital Express is the one up here in the Bay Area that takes you along the whole bay. It's so pretty. Like, Amtrak rides in California are top tier. Amtrak rides through Oregon are top tier. Like, honestly, the Pacific Northwest is beautiful, and I encourage everybody to take a train ride or take a drive. Try PCH, Highway 1. It doesn't just go to California. When you're driving up PCH from Oregon, it's one of the prettiest stretches ever. Getting sidelined. California native here. Shout out the Bay Area. And pray for us all, because California's, our gas prices is creeping up on $7 a gallon for 87. Okay, not 91, for 87. They have us messed up. That's all. That's all. They have us fucked up. But the group is on their train ride to San Diego. Zach and Janet are on this train ride, goofy, joking with each other, and, you know, just being friendly with each other. You would never know that these two really had a problem with each other. And Kristen and Nia in the back with the babies, irritated. Also, Kristen's on her period, so I'm sure that she's extra short-fused and short-tempered. So we're going to give Kristen a little bit for these episodes while they are in San Diego. We are going to give Kristen just a little bit of a pass. Because until you listen, when I'm on my menstrual cycle, I stay in the house. So I understand, Kristen. I understand. They also have small children traveling with them, which is not easy. But Kristen eventually confronts Zach, because Zach is like, I could feel the death stare coming from her over there. And Nia and Kristen get caught talking about Zach. And Kristen pretty much says to Zach, she says, all I want you to do, because she had a conversation with him, I guess, the day before, and he was making it seem like Janet's so fake, she's delusional, thinks they're best friends. And Kristen said, basically, the way Black people would say, Kristen said, keep that same energy, motherfucker. That's pretty much what Kristen told Zach. She said, say what you mean and mean what you say. Absolutely, Kristen. I'm not mad at her for that. I hate seeing people flip-flop. Don't talk about somebody and then go be friendly with them. and then come back to me and talk about them. Like, that's annoying. Now, if it's somebody like, like I have very close friends that I've known for over 20 years that are in like the same friend group, fine. But Zach, you are being a little bit flip-floppy. If you want to make peace, Zach, then tell Kristen that. But don't be friendly and then go and talk shit. Because then people are going to be like, can they trust you? You know what I mean? So I feel like Zach is kind of walking himself into some bullshit. I do. But then at the same time, you got to let your friends be cool with who they friends with. You just do. Like, there's people I don't talk to today and I'm not cool with, that James, who I co-host with, he's still cool with, and I don't care. Let your people be friends with who they want to be friends with, unless it's something that's like super, super deep. Like there's somebody done played with your kid or your life or your money or something, Moving forward, the group finally arrives in San Diego. They transfer to cars, drive to this house. It looks more like a farm estate of some sort, but there's a baby house that Nia, Danny, Kristen, and Luke, they're going to share. That made sense because they're going to need quiet. You don't want to wake a baby up, okay? But this is why, shout out to Black people, shout out to us. This is why sometimes it's good to raise your kid around some noise, because when I say my mama used to have my little brother, he's 9 years younger than me, we be at the party, having family functions, my mama the baby be asleep through all the music, all the yelling, the spades games. Baby was sleep through it all. And still to this day, that youngest brother can sleep through anything because of that. Sometimes it's good to expose your kids to a little bit of noise so they can take their ass to sleep. Because Nia was truly panicking about this child going to sleep. But they get to San Diego, and immediately this fool Jesse runs in to claim the nicest room. And I'm like, it's not your trip. It's not your trip. It's not your house. You really don't have a claim to anything. You should have been asking Michelle while you was on that bus, well, how is the room situation going to work? Not waited, got rest, and as soon as you got off the bus, prepared to literally sprint for a room. Like, grow up, Jesse. And we all know that the reason he wanted the nicest room is because his girlfriend don't like him for real. I said what I said. Sorry, not sorry, as my good friend Kevin Reynolds would say. But I just don't feel like Lacey likes him that much and has no intention of committing, because to commit means she could lose some of what she got out of her divorce from that rich ass man. So I feel like Jesse's someone easy to date. I genuinely feel like that. And I feel like Jesse don't want to let her down because of the room he chooses, which is stupid. But he refuses to leave. And Lala did too. Lala did too. But I did also think it was strange. Like, Lala, why are you claiming the room? But I guess her and Michelle are going to share. I don't know. Michelle, with this group and how they work, especially Jesse, next time, put Jesse in that little ass outhouse in the back and put Jasmine and them in there. Because Jesse just does too much every trip, in my opinion. Let me know how y'all feel, but I feel like Jesse does too much in every single trip. Now, we get to the end of the episode, and we see that Danny and Nia are having some like marital woes. I like to call it, where y'all got to understand, I do really means forever. Forever means that you see this person every freaking day. Every single day. You see your partner. That's what that means. So sometimes when you see somebody every day, all day, you can get annoyed. Sometimes when you have kids, you can disconnect. That's why they say couples without children have higher rates of success than couples that have children. It is a statistical fact. Don't get mad at me. Get mad at the statistics or your mama. But it's a fact that you see that, because this is a couple that's genuinely struggling to, it looks like, get reacquainted without their kids. So they put their daughter down for a nap, and Nia asks Danny to do this while she's eating. He gets mad to see her eating, and he's struggling to put the baby down because he needs to swaddle her. I said, sir, maybe you should have swaddled the baby before you put it down. But I digress. And I'm looking at Danny a little bit with the side eye. I'm not going to lie at first, because I was like, this is your child. Why are you struggling and seem like you have an attitude about putting this child to sleep? I don't understand that. This is your child. This lady is the milk machine 24/7. They say they can't get the baby to take a bottle. But I'm starting to also see with Nia, maybe the baby's not taking a bottle because of you. because of you. Because Nia was like, oh, when they were leaving to go to the amusement park, Nia was like, I don't want Adelaide to go in the stroller until the very last moment she has to, because she'll cry. Well, Nia, babies cry. You have to let them cry sometimes, like you just do. Now, I'm not saying for long periods of time, but if your child is fed, she's not hot, nothing is wrong with her, she's not gassy, diaper doesn't need changing, then if that baby's crying for no reason, that baby's just going to cry for no reason for a little bit. I get not wanting her to cry, but again, as Danny said, there was a sitter there. So I felt like Danny could have less of an attitude because Nia is a top tier mom and is doing the damn thing. But then at the same time, I also felt like Danny has a point. Why did you hire Lena, the babysitter and nanny that was there, if you're not going to let old girl do her job? But I get it. She's a new mom, probably, or not a new mom, but she's still postpartum. It's her last kid, according to her, because she's trying to get this man to get a vasectomy. So maybe she just, wants to keep this one a little bit close. But if that's the case, then maybe say to yourselves, you're not ready to travel yet, but they can't do that because it's for the show. But it just looks like they were having some woe problems. Everybody else at the amusement park's having a great time. The group rode a roller coaster. Danny and Nia stepped aside and tried to figure it out. He told her he felt like she was being performative because she was so happy to get back to them before kids. We saw some throwbacks. But I just felt like they needed to take space from each other. They did eventually make peace and come back because I think he calmed down. Y'all know men calm down faster. But I could see that this is a couple that goes to therapy because you could see them trying things. She was like, I just want to reiterate. I said, I like seeing couples actually work at it because that's what it really looks like. I appreciate Danny and Nia on this show because they don't engage too much with the drama, but I feel like they give us an actual realistic filter into what it's like to be married. And I appreciate that. I do. But let me know how you guys felt about the episode. That's all I got. That is all I got. Not much happened this episode, you guys. We can only say and do so much. I do appreciate every single person that stops by, watches the video, even if it's just for a moment. I do hope that you guys consider liking the video on your way out. If you really enjoy what we're doing, subscribe to the channel. If you're unsure about subscribing, check out our playlist. DM me. I am available. But other than that, beautiful people, I hope you enjoyed this review. I'll see you next week for the next, and I hope everyone enjoys their day. Au revoir.